You cannot discover new oceans unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. A very pleasant afternoon to one all present here. I am Sahana Jawahar, studying second year Aeronautical Engineering, here to take you on a short journey into the world of innovations. Okay, what is innovations? Have you ever thought of this thing? The luxuries of technology that we enjoy today were once inventions and innovations of great minds. Usually, innovations aren't always accepted with open arms by the society. In fact, it is said, when you innovate, you've got to be prepared for people calling you nuts. I would like to share with you three innovations that I came across very recently, which really stunned me. The first one is called the tree book tree. What is this tree book tree? This tree book tree is based on the concept of giving back to nature what we take from it. And this is based in Argentina. In Argentina, there's a children's book which is made up of acid-free paper and ecological ink, and it is hand-stitched and bound. And the pages of this book are carefully sown with jacaranda seeds. This jacaranda is a purple flowering tree, and the pages are filled with these seeds. So once the children finish using the book, what they can do is they can sow the book in the ground. And this book will grow up to be a very beautiful tree. As the children grow, they can watch the book that they had sown as a child grow into the most beautiful tree. This is the book, the Argentina book. Once you sow it into the ground, it'll blossom into the most beautiful tree. And in this manner, we're able to live in harmony with nature. Next is the real-time giving. This was a strategy that was started in Canadian Airlines. What this is based is, the Canadian Airlines employees thought of giving a surprise to the employees on the eve of Christmas. So on the eve of Christmas, the number of the travelers who were boarding the flights had no idea that they were in for a surprise. So what happened, as usual, they came to the airport, and after the check-in point, there was this huge gift box placed in the middle of the airport. That is the gift box that's there. So a gift box like this is placed in the middle of the airport, and once you scan your boarding pass, then a picture of a Santa Claus comes in the screen, and Santa starts talking to you. And the very surprising thing in this is, Santa calls you by your name. So Santa knows each and every one of the passengers over there, and Santa calls you by your name and asks you what your Christmas wishes. So unknowingly, people tell Santa all their Christmas wishes and what they would like for Christmas. What the passengers do not know is, on the other side, the employees are noting down all that they ask Santa. And once the passengers board their flight, the employees rush into various stores, nearby stores, and they buy all the Christmas presents. They make sure every one of the presents that the passengers had asked for is bought. And then they neatly wrap it into presents, and they wait for the arrival of the passengers. And then in the landing area, what happens is, after the landing, the passengers come into the airport to claim their baggage in the conveyor belt. As they're waiting for the baggages, instead of the baggages coming, it's all the presents that come in the conveyor belt. The first picture shows all the presents rolling into the conveyor belt, and that's Santa. As they come, each present has a name tag on it, and they go claim the present. And on opening the present, they realize that every present, every gift they'd asked for in the airport to Santa had come true. Later on, Santa comes in and wishes everyone a Merry Christmas. So this is a couple. They had asked for a big LED TV. It is just like talking to Santa. Santa asks them, what do you like for Christmas? And they say, we'd really like to have a big LED TV. But they hadn't imagined that they'll get the big LED TV. And that is a couple of foreign students. They were studying in that state. And what they wanted to go home for the holidays. And they got free tickets to go home. And next, this family got a Samsung Galaxy phone. And then one lady, she always wanted a camera, but she couldn't buy one. And Santa fulfilled her wish by getting her a camera. And this is a little boy, just like asking Santa, he's like, I wanted an Android tablet. Of course, he wouldn't have imagined to get an Android tablet. And that was his reaction when he opened his gift and he saw that he had got an Android tablet. And that is another girl who got a ticket to fly home after a very long time. And the next initiative is the Hope Soap. As we all know, in South Africa, and many parts of South Africa, many people are living in very poor conditions, which is below the poverty line, and their living conditions are very unhygienic. So what happens due to this is there's an outbreak of many diseases which claims the lives of thousands and thousands of people. And who do you think are the most affected by these diseases? Of course, it's the children. The children who are very vulnerable and very tender. They are the ones who are affected by these diseases. So what an NGO came up with in South Africa is to introduce a soap called the Hope Soap. What is this Hope Soap? Like we've seen our Kinder Joy toys, right? It's same like that. It is a soap. It's a very transparent soap inside which there's a little toy. So the only way by which the children can get to this toy is by using the soap. So these children are very excited because they live in a very rural area and they haven't seen toys in their life. So when they get the soap in their hand, they're very eager to get to the toy. And the only way by which you can get the toy is by using the soap. So what the children do is they're very enthusiastic and excited to use the soap. And you can see children washing their hands, having a bath and all that. And to get to the soap. And researchers say that the outbreak of such diseases can be prevented by the simple habit of washing their hands. This initiative was introduced because asking a child to wash her hands, you go to a child and tell her, you have to wash your hand every day before you eat, like how our parents tell us, you must wash your hand when you eat, before you eat. The same way when you go to a child and tells the child you have to wash your hand before you eat, it's simple. But then the real difficulty comes in making the child do it. Making the child wash her hand or his or her hand before eating is the real task. That's when they introduce this Hope Soap. And after this, introducing this Hope Soap, you can see all the children readily washing their hands. And due to this, it is said that the outbreak of disease is really reduced. So I would like to show you a video.
In South Africa, thousands die every year in disadvantaged areas from preventable diseases like typhoid, diarrhea, pneumonia, and cholera, which is due to lack of hygiene. In fact, the World Health Organization rates South Africa as one of the least hygienic nations in the world. Worst of all, the diseases affect the most vulnerable, our children. No more is it true than in Bлекisdorp, an informal settlement in the Western Cape of South Africa. However, there is hope. Research has shown that the simple act of washing hands frequently with soap is the most effective way of preventing the spread of infection and deadly disease. But providing kids with soap is one thing. The real challenge is getting them to use it repetitively so it becomes a routine. How did we encourage kids to wash hands frequently? Introducing Hope Soap, a see-through bar of soap with a toy inside. If you want to get to the toy, you've got to use the soap. Community leaders are helping to distribute Hope Soap into the hands of kids in Bлекisdorp.
The children are actually more excited to go and not only wash their hands, but they can't wait for another part because they want to wash because they want the toy inside.
Hope Soap instilled the habit of hand washing. As a result, improved the children's hygiene condition while decreasing their exposure to common illnesses. In the end, the children's small reward was a toy. But South Africa's big reward was hope for a healthier nation.
Like they said, in the end, the children's reward is the toy. But then in South Africa, the biggest reward for them was hope for a very healthy nation. So here ends the presentation. And I would like to remind you that even the power of innovation is such that even a small spark is capable of revolutionizing the entire world. Thank you.